He emerges from the shadows of history, like a divine whisper among the ancient pages of the Bible. A king with no known throne, a priest with no lineage, a man with no beginning and no end. Who is this enigmatic being who appeared before Abraham, blessed the patriarch, and disappeared as mysteriously as he appeared? We're talking about Eli, the king and priest who defies time, logic, and human nature itself. Was he an ordinary man? An angel? Or a divine manifestation? What is the Bible trying to reveal to us with this character forgotten by many, but exalted in Scripture as an eternal symbol of justice and redemption? He was called without father, without mother, without genealogy. He lived before the law, before the prophets, before the people of Israel even existed. And yet, he is mentioned in Hebrews as someone without beginning of days or end of life, made like the Son of God. Who really was Melchizedek? Did he outlive Methuselah? Was he a foreshadowing of Christ himself? Before we dive into this profound mystery that spans the centuries, I ask that you enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. Here we unravel the Bible's greatest spiritual enigmas with an approach you won't find anywhere else. The journey begins after a bloody war, and the scene is about to be invaded by a figure who carries the weight of an eternal mystery. Prepare yourself. Melchizedek is about to appear on the battlefield, and nothing will ever be the same. Long before the revelation of the Christ, before the formation of Israel as a nation, a brutal war was about to change the course of history. 4 powerful kings united against 5 rebellious kings from the Dead Sea region. The earth shook under the feet of the armies. Swords flashed. Cities were sacked. And in the midst of the chaos, a name echoed. Lot, Abraham's nephew, had been captured. A messenger came to Abraham, desperate. With his heart racing and his face covered in dust, he brings news that tears at the soul. Lot has been taken by his enemies. But Abraham doesn't hesitate. The man of promise, the friend of God, now becomes a warrior. He gathers 318 men, all born in his house, all trained. It's not just a rescue. It's a sacred mission. A battle driven by faith and blood. They set off at nightfall, traveling to the edge of the earth towards the city of Dan. The journey is silent. The steps are calculated. But Abraham's heart burns with something more than a thirst for justice. He knows he is not alone. Under the veil of darkness, guided only by the stars and the Spirit of God, Abraham prepares the attack. His enemies sleep. They trust in their victory. But they don't know that the chosen one of the Most High is coming. Suddenly, the attack begins. The sound of swords cuts through the silence like thunder in the middle of the night. The shadows dance with the fire of the torches. The battlefield is transformed into a stage for divine justice. Before long, victory is sealed. Lot is saved. The captives are freed. But while the men celebrate, something even greater is approaching. But the real revelation was yet to come. In the silence after the battle, when the dust settles, a different presence walks towards Abraham. Not a soldier. No ordinary king. It's Melchizedek, the man with no genealogy, no beginning, no end, and the spiritual world seems to be holding its breath at what is about to happen. Just after the victory, when the echoes of the war were still ringing through the mountains of Canaan, something absolutely unexpected happened. Suddenly, a man appears. But he's not a warrior, nor a well-known king. He comes without an announcement, without an army, without trumpets. He appears as if from heaven itself. His name is Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God. But who is this man that the Bible presents with no father, no mother, no genealogy? Melchizedek appears as an enigmatic figure, a king, a priest, something impossible at the time. Because in Jewish tradition, king and priest were distinct roles. But he brings the two together. What's more, he offers bread and wine to Abraham. A simple gesture? A prophetic symbol. A ritual that echoes down to the days of Jesus Christ, when the Son of God also offers bread and wine, representing his body and blood. The book of Hebrews will later say that Melchizedek is a prefiguration of Christ. an eternal reflection of the divine priesthood, not based on lineage but on eternity. He is called, without beginning of days and without end of life, a priest forever. Melchizedek blesses Abraham, and the father of faith himself recognizes his authority. He gives him the tithe of everything. This is not just any encounter. It's a moment sealed by heaven. The spiritual world manifests itself, and a mystery is planted in the heart of the scriptures. An eternal man, appearing for a brief moment, and disappearing as if he had never existed. But who was Melchizedek really? Was he just a righteous king? Or something much greater? An angel? A celestial being? Or Christ himself before his incarnation? In the next block, we'll delve into the deepest and most disturbing theories about Melchizedek's true identity. Do you remember the feeling of being faced with something you don't understand? A silence that seems to hide an eternal secret? That's what we feel in front of Melchizedek. The letter to the Hebrews is clear. Melchizedek has no father, no mother, no genealogy. There is no record of his birth, nor of his death. For the ancient Jews, this was inconceivable. All spiritual authority came from blood, from lineage. But he appears as someone above this human structure. How can a man have no origin? The only explanation is that perhaps he's not an ordinary man. Some Jewish and Christian scholars suggest that Melchizedek was actually an angel, a spiritual being sent directly by God for that exact moment in history. A heavenly envoy without a mortal body, capable of appearing and disappearing in time, just like the angels who visited Abraham in the desert or who guided Lot in Sodom. But there are those who go beyond, far beyond. And if Melchizedek is more than an angel? What if he's a pre-incarnation of Christ? A glimpse of the Son of God before he was born of Mary? This idea, known as Christophany, says that the eternal Christ manifested himself physically before the New Testament at decisive moments in history. Melchizedek would be one of those appearances. The King of Justice, the King of Peace, the Priest of the Most High God. All these titles belong to Jesus. And when Melchizedek offers bread and wine to Abraham, he is actually pointing to the Last Supper, to the sacrifice of the Lamb, to the Messiah who was to come. In the book of Enoch and other apocryphal texts, Melchizedek is seen as an almost divine being. Some say that he was born miraculously, that he was preserved from the time of the flood, and that his spirit remained as a heavenly guardian. Still others claim that he was not begotten by any man, but created directly by God, like Adam. If this video moved you, subscribe now, leave your like and share it with someone who needs to wake up spiritually. Here, we reveal the mysteries that many prefer to hide. Because the truth, however dark, is the path to the light.